face.
Golly. Well, I'm scouting, so I'm just sitting up here. I had to put the background up there for you guys, just so you guys could all be jealous.
Is that the
All
first
right.
time you've been out on the balcony? Are you
No, I've
sitting
been
out there
sitting out here
scouting?
breaking down film all morning.
Oh,
I've
nice.
been out here since 5 a.m. our time.
Just decided to stop in Maryville again quick before you made it out to
Yeah,
Palm
this is
Springs
beautiful
or
Maryville. This is what it looks like. That's why I stayed there for so long, guys.
All right, let's go right into questions for Coach, and then we will get there. A couple of the reporters had our Tyler's en route, and Cakert's had travel delays, so we'll have a couple less. First question will be David Eichholt.
Yeah, man, not gonna lie, 100% jealous of that view. It was beautiful. Nothing like, the thriving metropolis of Cedar Rapids. But anyway, looking at Ole Miss and the coaching matchup specifically, what are some maybe defining characteristics about Chris Beard's teams? And I guess how much do you really know about his coaching philosophy and what does he kind of bring to the table?
Yeah, they're very unique defensively. So they play the side defense. It was kind of they kind of revived the side defense, is essentially what they did. And that's how they almost won the national championship that time. They'll change defenses a lot. They'll use a lot of a variety of zones and whatnot, kind of soft presses. They play extremely hard, very competitive and extremely talented. So yeah, I'm well aware of a lot of what they do, and from an offensive and defensive perspective, and hopefully we can compete.
Kyle Huseman.
Yeah, but outside of the first 15 minutes against Xavier, maybe you guys have handled your opponents pretty well. I guess the assumption would be that Ole Miss and then whoever you play in the second game are going to probably be close and more competitive games. Just whether you win or lose the game, just what are you looking to learn about your team this week?
I mean, I think you just want to show up and compete. That's kind of always our thing, is making sure that we can play harder than our opponent, which isn't overly exciting, but ultimately is what wins you games. Because you can come up with all the cool stuff you want, but if you don't compete at a high level, it really doesn't matter. And so hopefully our guys compete and fight for the full 40 minutes in both games.
Mike Klass.
Morning, Ben. Um, I watched it from my living room when your Drake team was in that tournament last year, and I wondered, is there anything different from a mindset or an approach when you're playing back-to-back games, and especially after the first game when there's so little turnaround?
Yeah, we've always enjoyed it. I think that's probably one of the benefits of being from the level that I was at is, you don't get a game and then 3 days and then a game in 3 days. You usually will have tournament weekends. I mean, your first, 2, 3 weekends, a lot of times is going to be back-to-back games against the top 25 teams in the country at Division II. And so, yeah, this is a different level, but conceptually, it's very similar. We actually are probably better in back-to-backs just because we can adapt very quickly. We don't change our entire game plan. We just change little fine details that certainly help us to be able to win that second game.
Elliot Clough.
Hey Ben. I know in your or I guess at Big Ten, or not Big Ten, but at Basketball Media Day, you mentioned that Alvaro, yeah, you kind of have to, I don't know if tamper is the right word, but tamper down is the right phrase, but deal with his emotion. I guess I don't know that we've seen that in the first few games. I guess are you just kind of waiting for that to pop? In terms of like maybe the fire is maybe the right way to put it.
Yeah, I don't. It's not like he's absurdly like it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just
Sure.
being able to control it consistently is probably it. It probably means that we've done a good job. Uh, Part of it is just he's got a level of flair that he plays with, and that's a good thing. I always say, what is the quote by John Thompson? I don't know if I've said it before. he's not a fool, but you can tame a fool a lot quicker than you can resurrect a corpse. So we want guys with the level of edge, if that makes sense. And he's got that. Like he's got an elite amount of edge to him, where he is really, really competitive. I feel like I do too. I mean, that's kind of the nature of it. And then once you are able to kind of get that focused in the right direction, which he has done and continues to do, you can be that much better. But I don't want a bunch of guys that are just like, just I don't know, kind of nice guys. I like nice guys, but on the court, you got to have a little edge, and he brings that at an elite level. So I don't think you're not gonna see. It's not like he's like shockingly, out of control or anything like that. He just plays with a level of fire, same as his coach. I felt like, and so both of us need to make sure that we keep that focused. The direction needs to be focused, which he's done a great job of. I mean, he's like the second most efficient player in the country or something like that, isn't he? Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off Alvaro. I know when you guys get in the portal, it is almost like speed dating on steroids, like online dating almost, just because of how crazy everything is. Did you know how good of a passer Alvaro was? Because I think that's been the thing that's maybe surprised me the most is just not his willingness to pass, but he's got some vision to him a little bit. And then also part two, I know you've been asked about Trey Thompson a couple times. Is a red shirt legitimately on the table, or are you guys just going to continue to kind of bring him up slowly and if he plays, he plays?
Yeah. So first question, with Alvaro, yes, that's why. Honestly, that's probably the main reason we pushed for him was because of his passing ability. We weren't totally sure defensively where he'd be at. He's actually a really good defender. He's got really good hands. Defensively, he plays with that energy that we desperately need, and he gets 50-50 balls. Like he gets the ball, which is a big deal. He's not afraid to get on loose balls, all those things. But yes, from a passing perspective, that's honestly the thing that I think was very undervalued when we ended up pursuing him and ultimately being able to coach him. Trey Thompson, the tricky thing with these deals is if you play them a second, you lose that year of eligibility regardless. And so I think that ultimately, if football has the rule where you can play them, 3-4 games, something like that, which kind of makes sense in basketball because you get 2 scrimmages and you got a brand new team. And so you really don't totally know the response that he would have in a game setting. You know what he's done in scrimmages, what he does in practices, etc. I don't think we rule anything out at this point. I think he needs to continue to plan as though he is going to play. But you also don't want to all of a sudden come in and you're up 20 against the team and you put him in for a minute and there goes his year of eligibility. And then let's say you get into Big Ten play and he's not totally ready or hasn't beaten certain guys out. I have no concerns he's going to beat guys out. I have no concerns that he's going to play and be a really good player in the Big Ten. Zero concern with that. It's a matter of when, not all of that. So we're just a little more cautious with that. I will say this. Most programs at this level would just play them, those couple minutes because, that's probably what sets us apart. We feel like from some programs is we do care about the individual kid. From our perspective, it makes more sense to just play him the couple minutes, see what happens. And then, either he's good or he's not. From his perspective, it makes more sense the other direction, in my opinion. Long answer, but that's kind of the direction we're going.
Appreciate it.
Tyler?
Hey Ben, for those that haven't seen Bennett play at Northwest and Drake, can you describe all the different type of coverages and things that defenses have tried to throw at him, and also what makes him good at kind of navigating those things?
Yeah, he's seen everything. I think mostly switch is what teams do for the most part because they're afraid of his passing. We see switch, we see blitz, we see hedge, ice. We haven't seen ice in forever. zones, variety of different things. Yeah, I mean, we simplify our offense so that it's conceptual based. So everything is based on a read. So if the offense is working, hopefully the defense is always wrong. And what that means is if you overextend, now we can kind of play below with the short rolls, etc. If you switch, now we can punish mismatches or we can confuse the switch. You can do so many different things with so many different coverages, and he's seen them all. He understands them all. Part of that too is having a really good screener. People undervalue the ability to screen in the angles. That's something that is probably, if it's not the most important thing for our offense, it's pretty close. The variety of screening angles and the variety of ways we come out at screens, how we set those things up, is probably just as important.
Elliot?
I was curious, Ben, how you prepare younger guys like Tate and Trevin for their first real. I know you guys played Xavier, but Ole Miss, it looks like a different animal. How do you prepare young guys who haven't played that type of basketball for this type of matchup?
Yeah, you just throw them to the wolves. Throw them out there, see what happens. You either survive or you don't. It's not. It's one of those things that hopefully your practices prepared them, and hopefully emotionally they just go in and attack. And if they make 10,000 mistakes, I want them to make it because they're attacking, and rather than being passive and being worried about making a mistake. That's probably the benefit of playing those 5 games. And honestly, Xavier, I think they beat a really good West Virginia team yesterday. West Virginia's good, and they probably should have beat Georgia, to be honest. So I think they've figured some stuff out. Hopefully they have, because that'll help us ultimately. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just throw them to the wolves. That's all you can do. See what happens.
All right, I think that's it. Thank you, Coach.
Yep, absolutely. Enjoy your day, guys. You guys want to see the view one more time or not? There you go.
Shut this thing off.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
Have a great one.